Welcome, my dear student friends. Today we are going to discuss about time response analysis of second order control system. Okay, the open loop transfer function of the open loop transfer function of second order system. Second order system is denoted by G of S equal to omega n square divided by S into S plus 2 zeta omega ns. Okay. So actually this is order 2. Remember the open loop transfer function of second order control system. Order equal to 2. Second order type. I already explained the last class. Type equal to 1 because s to the power is 1. So type 1 order 2, the open loop transfer function of the second order control system. So actually what will be the closed loop transfer function of the second order system? Closed loop. Okay, that is omega n square divided by S into S plus 2 zeta 2 zeta 2 zeta omega n. Okay, sorry. So this is in the forward path G of S. So the if you it is subject to unity gain, unity feedback, unity gain feedback, negative feedback. So R of S equal to R of S. This is R of S is the reference input, C of S is the output. So unity feedback. So as per the closed loop transfer function, so C of S. So if you reduce this block diagram, we will be getting C of S by R of S. The ratio between C of S by R of S. This is closed loop transfer function. So it is nothing but omega n square divided by S square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. So this is closed loop transfer function of second order control system, right? In this, actually, we are missing one more term here. So we can add, say, we can add k. Sometimes I will tell you. So suppose if the system has a gain, suppose system has some gain, okay, gain itself, suppose the gain of the system, suppose the gain is added here, okay, so then k, so the system has some parameter k, so that will be appear on the numerator. So k omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Clear? So here zeta, this zeta is damping coefficient, okay, called damping coefficient, damping ratio. This omega n is called natural frequency of oscillation. Okay, so what is where zeta equal to damping ratio, or damping constant coefficient ratio or coefficient. Clear? So omega n is called natural frequency of oscillation. Natural frequency of system oscillations. Understand, my dear friends? So these two are called system parameters. Okay, even you can add k. K is a static gain of the system. Static gain. Sometimes the static gain may be present. Static gain of the system, gain of the control system. So these three parameters are called system parameters. System parameters. So the dynamic parameters. So the dynamic response of the second order control system is mainly determined by the zeta and omega n. These two fellows are mainly involving in that, right? So in the from the C of S by R of S is a closed loop transfer function. Always consider the denominator part of the closed loop transfer function is equal to 0. It is called characteristics equation 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Okay, so the characteristic equation is s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square equal to 0. Understand? Clear? Any doubt? It's equal to 0. So let us find, let us apply the quadratic formula. So let us find the roots of S1 and S2. Okay. So the roots of S1 and S2, okay, are equal to minus zeta omega n plus or minus square root of, okay, minus b, that is here is minus b actually, b is 2 zeta omega n. So you will be getting omega n, actually b square minus 2 zeta omega n is b minus b plus or minus b square. B square is, what is b square? 2 zeta, 4 zeta square omega n square minus 4ac. 4ac. A is 1, c is omega n square, right? Divided by 2a. 2 into 1, 2. So if you simplify, we can take 4 zeta as a common term, then 4 as 4 here, 4, sorry. In both equation, 4 zeta omega n square will be taken common. So remaining will be minus 2 zeta omega n plus or minus square root of, say 4, we can take 4 omega n square as a common term, remaining zeta square minus 1. Okay, so if you remove this, 2 omega n is outside, so we can take 2, it will become here, we will be getting 2 omega n. So the 2 cancel for all the terms, so remaining will be zeta minus zeta omega n plus or minus. So in this case, I am going to omega n. I'm going to put take the reverse manner. I am going to put minus 1. Okay, minus 1 of 1 minus zeta square. Okay, divided by 2, everything is cancelled. So what is, instead of minus 1, we can put a j square. Okay, j square equal to minus 1. So if we take outside, the roots are omega n plus or minus j omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square. Okay, in this is 2 roots. One root is minus zeta omega n plus j omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square. Another root is minus zeta omega n minus j omega n square root of this. Okay, now I am going to represent a new parameter called, I am going to simplify this equation root by, this one is alpha. Okay, alpha a. Okay, I am going to put this alpha. This term I am going to put as omega d. Okay, so what is alpha? Alpha is the damping factor. So what is alpha? Is called damping factor. Damping factor. Okay, damping factor or actual damping factor coefficient. Okay, it is also called actual damping coefficient. Simply put, a damping factor. So omega d equal to, what is omega d? Damped frequency of, this is called damped frequency of oscillations. Okay, damped frequency of oscillations. What is omega d? Omega d equal to omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square. What is alpha damping factor? Damping factor equal to zeta omega n. So these two are very, very important. Okay, please remember, damped frequency of oscillation is omega n into square root of 1 minus zeta square. Damping factor alpha equal to zeta into omega n, right? So the one more information I will tell you. 1 by damping factor. Okay, 1 by damping factor is sometimes called time constant. Okay, time constant of second order system, second order control system, second order control system. So this roots of second order system, yes, two roots can be written as minus alpha plus or minus j omega d. Understand? Plus or minus j omega d. Okay, so this valid for the between 0 and less than or equal to 1. Okay, less than or equal to 1. So actually the magnitude of if you find the magnitude of, since these roots are in a complex form, this is in a complex form, so we can find the phase angle and the magnitude. Okay, since it is say S12 is minus alpha plus or minus j omega d, omega suffix d. This is a complex number, complex format. It is in a complex format. So what is the magnitude of the poles S1 and S2? What is the magnitude of this pole? Square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. Understand? So if you find omega alpha square plus omega d square, so what you get? We will be getting only omega n, right? Omega n. Am I right or wrong? Say, let us put, what is alpha? Alpha is zeta omega n, the whole square, plus omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square whole square. See, so here the magnitude equal to modulus, magnitude equal to square root of zeta square omega n square plus omega n square, root cancel, so 1 minus zeta square, right? 1 minus zeta square. So omega n square omega cancel, we will be getting natural frequency. So the magnitude, the length of the length from the pole, right? Length from the origin, the poles, two poles from the origin are at a distance of omega n. Say, I will explain with the diagram. Okay. Actually, this is pole mapping, pole zero mapping. So the pole values are, this is a 0, it is the origin. So one pole, two poles, one pole at this point, another pole is at this point. So two poles are the complex, right? So this pole length real value is zeta omega n, right? Zeta omega n. Clear? So this is omega d, right? So omega d. So this is omega d in complex domain. Real. This one is minus zeta omega n. So this is minus zeta omega n. This is omega d. This is minus j omega d. This is plus j omega d. This is minus j omega d. So this is a complex pole, two complex poles, S1 and S2. So if the magnitude, the line joining from this point to origin, okay, you see this length is omega n. So what is the angle contributed by the complex pole? So actually this is symmetric about the real axis. So this is real axis, real. This is imaginary. This is plus sigma minus sigma. This is j omega. This is minus j omega. Sorry, minus j omega. Understand? So what is the phase angle? Say this phase angle is phi. So the phi is called a damping angle. Okay, damping angle. I will explain why it is called a damping angle. So let us find the phase angle for this. So the phase angle phi from this complex number. So tan inverse of imaginary part. Imaginary part is omega d. Real part is alpha, which is equal to tan inverse of omega d is nothing but omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square divided by zeta omega n. Right? So omega n cancel. This is a phase angle is now always represented by tan inverse of square root of 1 minus zeta square by zeta. Understand? As per this definition, you see this height, this length is omega d. This magnitude is omega d. Okay, what is this magnitude? This magnitude is zeta omega n. So this magnitude alpha. This magnitude is omega d. So what is tan theta? Tan theta is opposite side by adjacent side. So this is opposite to the phase angle, this angle, right? So that's why we are getting this. So if you want to express this angle in terms of sine and cos, that also possible. So what is the sine and cos? So the cos phi is also equal to cos inverse of zeta. Okay, similarly, why see phi cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. Alpha, that is, say you can put it here. So cos phi adjacent by hypotenuse. What is adjacent? Alpha. What is hypotenuse? Omega n. So what is alpha? Zeta omega n. So the omega n cancel. So it becomes zeta. Right. Similarly, if you find, you can find for sine. So sine inverse of, okay, sine inverse of, what is sine? Opposite by hypotenuse. Omega d by omega n. We will be getting only 1 minus zeta square. Sine inverse of 1 minus zeta square. So these are all the various phase angle. But since it is lying in the second quadrant, so second quadrant, if you say second quadrant means sine only positive, cos negative, right? So we may not represent cos, because cos of minus theta, cos theta, right? Sine of minus theta, minus sine theta. So we always uh, use this expression for finding the angle in here, right? Angular representation. Understand? Okay. So we can classify system and the root characteristics equation. Okay. So system, say undamped system. First we say undamped. Undamped. What is undamped? Undamped means zeta equal to 0. Say as I was telling here, you see the zeta value always varying from, where is zeta value? See here, zeta value varying from between 0 and 1. Okay, 0 and 1. So based on the zeta value, we can classify the second order system. When zeta equal to 0, the system is undamped, sustained oscillation, undamped, no control in that instruments, right? So what is the root? So since zeta is equal to 0, roots, okay? What are the roots? Roots values S1 and 2. So put zeta. Zeta belongs to the damping factor. So that part is 0. So then zeta is 0. Then what do you get? Only imaginary term. So only j omega n. Only imaginary term. So S12 is plus or minus j omega n. Where it lies? It lies in the imaginary axis. So here j omega n, here minus j omega n. So when it lies on the imaginary axis, what about the stability? So the stability is marginally stable, right? The stability is, so we will discuss when we discuss about stability concepts. So stability, okay? Stability equal to marginally stable. Then underdamped, okay? This undamped is always not exist in the practical case. Next one is underdamped. Underdamped. Okay, so what is underdamped? Between 0 and 1, 0, zeta less than 1. When zeta less than 1 is called underdamped. So what is the characteristic equation? Roots. Okay, the roots of the characteristic equation. What are the roots? Roots are S1 comma 2 equal to minus zeta omega n plus or minus, okay, j plus or minus j omega n square root of 1 minus zeta square. So this is the roots of second order underdamped system. So complex conjugate. This is purely imaginary. This is complex conjugate. So the undamped system is purely imaginary. Complex conjugate. Okay. So where are the loops lying the underdamped system? This is the best example for underdamped pole location. Okay. So for underdamped system, the poles lying in the left half of the S plane. So left half of the S plane, poles lie on the left half of the S plane, LHS, left half of the S plane. Left half of the S plane. Okay, this is the complex conjugate. Next is critically damped system. Okay, critically damped system. Critically damped. What is critically damped? When zeta equal to 1. When zeta equal to 1. Say zeta equal to 1, it is critically damped. what is the condition of roots? The roots of the, what is the condition of roots? So roots of the critically damped system S1 and 2 are minus omega n, minus omega n, minus omega n, and minus omega n. What it shows, so roots are real and equal, real and equal. Understand? So roots are real and equal. So it lies in the negative real pole, right? Negative real axis. So both roots are in the same place. So minus omega n. So when the roots are real and equal, so so it is in the negative real pole. Next is over damp, right? Over damp. So what is over damp? When zeta is greater than 1. When zeta is greater than 1. So what are the roots of the characteristic equation? When zeta is greater than 1, the roots, okay, roots of the system S1 2 equal to minus zeta omega n plus or minus omega n square root of zeta square minus 1, not 1 minus zeta square. So the roots are real and unequal. Roots are real and unequal. Roots of real and unequal. Say it is in different places because roots is purely real. Not there is no imaginary term in this system, right? Let us